What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my humble little channel here on YouTube. You've probably seen the title already. Today we're going to be looking at the new foundation by Tilbury. This is the Beautiful Skin Foundation and I have the shade 5. I'm very excited to talk about this foundation on my channel today. No, I'm not sponsored. I got this off Space & K and everything you see I purchased on my own. What I want to do with the foundation, I'm going to be looking at some of the claims that this foundation has and the wear time, and I'm going to be comparing it to the current foundation that I already owned, which is the Light Wonder foundation. I'll show you a comparison on this foundation. I do a side-by-side comparison. I'll show you a little bit of the swatches next to some of my other foundations, and I'll let you know why I chose this foundation color. So let's first talk about the existing foundation. This is the Light Wonder foundation and I got the shade 4.5. If you see the swatches, you see that 4.5 is a little bit too light for me. There's a reason for that. I chose the lighter one because I do look at undertone as well. I feel that undertone is incredibly important when you do shade matching, and sometimes even more important than if you find the right deepness for your complexion. And if you see the B-roll, you can probably see that you can see my freckles through it. If I have pimples, you see my pimples. They're just, lightly covered. It looks like my skin, but then a little bit better, and it's very perfect for the summertime. It has an SPF of 15, so it's not enough to replace your SPF, but it's really nice to just add on. So it's my summer foundation, but it's not my summer shade, if you know what I mean. So in the new Beautiful Skin foundation, I chose the shade number 5. I wanted to have shade number 6 because I feel like number 5 is a bit too light for me, which yes, I am correct, but everything about the shade matching on the website said that I should get number 5. And as you can see on my face today, I do make it work. I show you some of the swatches and you do see that yes, it sort of works with my winter shade. And if I were to be summer, I probably had choose number 6 or number 7 even. And for those of you that follow me because they saw my Lisa Eldridge shades, Lisa Eldridge is definitely my summer shade, and I admit wholeheartedly that it's a little bit too dark for me as I am right now. I use a lot of creams and, kind of try to get rid of some of my hyperpigmentation and my acne, and therefore my face will always be a little bit more lighter than the rest of my body. So this is a medium coverage base. Both of the Light Wonder and this one have a 12-month shelf life. Both of them have about the same price, as you can see here. And this one is a vegan-friendly formula. It does come in this squeezy tube, which I like much better than the Light Wonder one because that one is such an awkward application process. Both of them are very watery in texture, and this package is recyclable. It's a recyclable tube and it has an engravable lid. Since I got this from Space & K, I did not get it engraved, and I didn't even know that it has an engravable lid. Next to it being a medium coverage, it does have some skincare benefits. I'm not going to go too deep into those because I never think that a foundation should replace your skincare. I'm just old school like that. But let's just go and look at some of the key claims. This foundation should hydrate the skin, make it look plumper, smoother, and brighter. The brightening is with rose complex and hydrating with hyaluronic acid. It should improve the skin with each wear. So that's really interesting, right? That someone dares to claim that it should improve the skin with each wear. I'll do a little screenshot of the rest of the claims. I'm not going to go into it too much. What I do want to really note is it's tested on 33 people over 4 weeks. And generally, when you do look at testing, you should take a pool that's a little bit bigger than 33 people. But let's just get into the application. Application wise, it definitely is more of even though it's a watery texture, it applies a little bit like a lotion, and it's a little bit thicker than the Light Wonder foundation, which makes sense because it's a medium coverage foundation. You can also see that I can make it work for me. If I bronze up the face, even though I think it's a little bit light after doing a little bit of bronzing, it looks completely fine on my skin. So there is some wiggle room, which is also what Charlotte Tilbury says. She says available in 30 beautiful shades with stretch, so everyone everywhere can get flawlessly matched. Also, this says it has a 16-hour wear time. I'm definitely interested in testing that out, and maybe in the description box below, I'll let you know that 16-hour wear time is even close to what I got out of it. After I applied it, I immediately thought it kind of accentuated my texture on my skin, especially around my nose area, which I didn't really like too much. And if you can see the side-by-side comparisons, you can definitely see that 1, it adds more coverage. So yes, it's definitely a medium coverage. But 2, you also see that the pores around my nose area do get a little bit more accentuated. To finish up my face, I used these 2 palettes. So I used this palette. This is the Instant Look of Love in a palette Pretty Blushed Beauty. And I used this palette's powder because that is just the Flawless Filter powder, and eyeshadow and blush formulation. I didn't use any of the highlighters because I wanted you to see if this foundation was any more radiant than it says. And I bronzed up the face with the bronzers in this Nude Gasm palette. Both of these palettes were in my favorites video of 2021, so check out my favorites of 2021. On my lips today, you have Stone Rose lipstick with Iconic Nude Lip Cheat. And on my lashes, I of course have the Legendary Lashes Volume 2 by Charlotte Tilbury. And that's kind of what I have on the face. So let's talk about what you see right now and how it wears. As you can see from afar, you definitely see some glow, and I'm not wearing any highlighter. So when it says glowing complexion, you do see that. I did powder my face underneath my eyes because I powdered all the areas that I put concealer on. Of course I do concealer. I do concealer all the time. I don't like to see my hyperpigmentation or pimples, but this is a beautiful, way of showing what my skin would look like after I applied the foundation. Afar, I quite like the way that this looks in viewfinder. I think, okay, I see what she was going for, and I do wonder if these skincare claims will help my skin look a bit more even at the end of the day. But then we're going to close up a little bit, and then we see what I mean when it comes to the pores. So here you can see my skin texture, my skin pores. And if I can be completely honest, I also think it looks a little bit cakey on my nose. I did set my foundation to kind of combat the cakiness. I have the Airbrush Flawless setting spray. It's one of my favorite, it's actually my favorite setting spray, also part of that video best of 2021. And I was hoping to combat a little bit of that cakiness. So my nose area is actually more of a dry area, and around my eye area, this is more of an oily area. I'm combination skin, so I definitely have dry patches, oily patches. My skin requires a lot. Also this side, you see this? It doesn't wear well under, like around my nose area, and I don't like the way it's just accentuating some of the texture that I have on my skin. So I actually hate talking about foundations this way, especially when I try something new of a brand that I extremely love. I have so many of her products, but I'm going to be completely honest with you, and that is, at first glance, I don't really like the way that this foundation wears on my porous areas. I like the way that the foundation, the Light Wonder foundation, wears way more. Maybe because the coverage is lower and it just looks a little bit more natural, but as is, this combination, it's just not for me. Now, I've used this powder a gazillion times, even though I'm just using this face palette right now. I've had this powder, individually for a while, and some of these products are one of my most used and trusted products, so it can't be any of the other products that I'm talking about. So let's just do a wear test, and I'll let you know if it got better over time. But as of right now, I'm not too jazzed about the way that my complexion looks. I'm honestly a little bit surprised. Anyway guys, I think it's best to end the video now. I hope that I helped you out with shade matching a little bit and helped you decide if you wanted to get this foundation, or maybe if you wanted to stick to the foundations that you already have. I wish I could give you a little bit of better news, and I had really high hopes for this foundation. So honestly, I'm a little bit upset that I have to give this type of news. I don't really like to do first impressions because sometimes makeup can really surprise you. But when it comes to foundations, I feel like you know instantly if you're gonna love something. I knew with the Lisa Eldridge foundation, instantly I loved it. The way that it applied on my skin, the way it sat, the way that my skin looked, I felt so flawless. I got a lot of compliments out of it. So that one was an A+ for me. And this foundation, even though I do feel like the market is going more to medium coverage foundations, this one, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be one of my favorite ones. I do like the glow that it gives, but is glow enough? Because I feel like skin texture and enhancing skin textures definitely is an important thing to note. With all that said, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I helped a little bit and I hope you have a really great day. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Charlotte Tilbury. I do give honest opinions because I have to buy everything myself, and it is hella expensive. 40 euros for a foundation, and you have 30 milliliters. Ooh, it is a little bit on the pricey side. So make sure you always look at reviews before you buy something. If this video is anything helpful, beneficial to you, then please like this video, comment down below if you have any questions that you want further answers to. And if you did like something that you see in this video, I always use a little star to show which ones are my affiliates, and you can use my affiliates down below just to help out my channel a little bit. Anyway, have a great day, guys, and thank you so much for watching.